A 2016 Acura MDX with the technology package, and man, this is nice. Acura is, as you probably know, I drive an Acura myself, so they're one of my favorite vehicles. So let's go ahead and check it out. So this one is in graphite luster metallic, which hopefully you can see in the video. It's kind of really classy looking gray, and even has a little Acura symbol there in the pinstripe, which is awesome. And 19-inch aluminum wheels. Has like a two-tone of the alloy popping through the gray there. And it does, you can see it has the ventilated rotors here in the front, four-wheel disc brakes, and the 19-inch wheels are a really good size for this particular vehicle. I guess it could go with a 20, but you know, it's not that much of a difference. It looks really good to me. Okay, so let's take a look here in the front. One of the coolest things about Acura is these jewel eye headlights, LED jewel eye headlights. And right now they are in the daytime running light mode with the little LEDs there at the top, but it actually has the LED projector system, the 5 of them there. You have these first 3, which are your low beams, and then your high beams are right there, and they come in on, so all of them will turn on, which is really awesome. Really makes this vehicle stand out. People can see it coming down the road and be, you know, checking it out. So got the nice Acura logo there in the front with that kind of a cone nose, similar to like a jet or something. Let's get over here and look at it. Okay, so here's the key right here. You see you have the Acura symbol there, and it's basically just a fob, a key fob. And as long as you have this on you, it's called a proximity system or a smart key, or there's different names for it, but as long as you have this key in your pocket or in your purse, as long as it's on you, you can use this vehicle without even taking it out of your pocket. So right now I'm going to lock it. It's completely locked, and I'm going to put the key in my pocket. Okay, so I'm going to walk up. So right now the vehicle's locked, but all I have to do is put my hand behind the handle to unlock it. So let's see here, let me just show you that it is locked by pulling it out right there and not putting my hand behind the handle. But once I put my hand behind the handle, it senses the key, it senses my hand, and it unlocks the vehicle. So now it's unlocked. If I want to relock the vehicle, all I have to do is push this button. Relocks it up for me without even having to take my key out and fumble with keys and all that good stuff. Really cool feature there. So here's the inside of the passenger door. You can see it has a gray stone, gray interior with the black here on the top, separated by this metallic accent. And check out that kind of a cherry wood accent there. That's really cool and classy looking to me. Bottle holder there at the bottom, so you can, and then a place to put your stuff there on the side. You have the Acura badge across the threshold. Power seats here on the passenger side, and man, they are some of the most comfortable seats I've ever sat in a vehicle, with the bolstering, the leather, just the not too cushy but not too, you know, hard, just that perfect support that you need when you get in the vehicle. Really awesome seats. Okay, so the glove compartment's over here. It is a lockable glove compartment. You see, you just push this button to open it, and it is a felt lined glove compartment, and it's got a bunch of stuff in there for the new owner when they get it, so you can get an idea of what it looks like with stuff in there. A lot of the soft, I mean, everything pretty much is soft to the touch. You know, it's hard to, like, here's the only place. Everything else you touch is soft, very soft. So back here you can see it has the privacy glass, and we have the, you know, system in the back to open up the door, to unlock the doors basically and lock them. Same styling here in the back. We have the gray stone with the black metal trim there, basically the same as the front. You have the Acura threshold just like in the front there. Now these seats will all fold down. It's a third row vehicle, 7-passenger, and all these seats will fold down. So let me just show you how to fold the seat down. So that folds down flat. And that way, if you need to utilize the cargo space, which is massive when you start putting seats down, that's as simple as that. But if you need to access the third row, there's 2 ways to do it. If you're getting in, you would push this button, and it kind of does that number. You notice it's pretty much automatic. You just push a button, and you can push it slightly more just to kind of give you a little bit more room like that, and it kind of spoons up to the front seat. But also you have the second button, just in case you're sitting in the back, the third row. You can push that button and it will get you out of the back seat. Really simple. Even a child can push a button. So I really like that feature, and I don't like being kind of boxed in myself, so that would make me feel a lot more comfortable being in the third row. You can see you have a step here to get in, and then there's your third row. You have the 2 passengers there in the back, and the legroom is not too bad considering the size of the vehicle and the third row capacity and all that stuff. You have cup holders back here, lights, speakers, cup holders there, little tie down places. All right, let's put the seat back. Now these seats do go forward and back, so that way you can adjust them for your whether you want more room in the back or the front, the second row to the third row. Leg room, that is. This folds down, and that reveals the armrest, but also you have a cup holders with a little metallic accent there, which is awesome. So back here we have the climate control for the tri-zone. You have the front dual for driver and passenger, but you also have the ability to adjust the climate here in the back for the back seat driver, so they won't drive you nuts. So you also have a little storage pocket there as well. So back here is your cargo area, and you have this metallic ramp area so you can put stuff in there. And this one has the rubber cargo mat that folds out, which is really cool. It folds out so that way you can you know, when you fold the seats down, you can have this large cargo mat, which is cool. You got a storage pocket there that's pretty good size, 12-volt power supply there. And under here, actually, you have some more out-of-sight storage area, so you can put some stuff in there and it's out of the way, and also it's out of sight, which is pretty cool. So putting these seats down is really simple. It's just a matter of pulling this down like so to unlatch it. It also lowers the headrest for you, and you just push it down like so. And same thing on this side. Push it down. You notice I'm doing it with one hand because the other hand is holding the camera. And you can see it has the mat here, the cargo mat. It kind of unfolds and you can put it in place, which is awesome. And it has a little place for the seat belts to go, but also it has a place for the tie downs there. And those are not for your car seat tie downs, those are for cargo tie downs. There's a separate place for your latch system for your car seats. So look at that, all of a sudden we've over doubled the cargo capacity in this vehicle just by doing that. It just takes just a few seconds. Not to mention, you can fold down one seat or the other and have a combination of cargo and passenger. So whatever your needs are in the moment, you can adjust for those. Okay, so lowering the tailgate, we can always, I told you I'm going to leave the key in my pocket, but I'm just going to take it out to show you. You can always use the key to open up the lift gate right here. You can always use it to close it. But out of convenience, they put this button right here so you don't have to take the key out of your pocket. So the fuel door is a lockable fuel door, and you just push this button here on the driver's door to open it, and then it pops open and you open it up like that, and you have this cap with a little tether. So you open up the cap, and the little tether keeps you from, you know, losing it, but you don't want to let it dangle down. It might scratch your paint. So they put this perfect little hanger right there to hang the cap while you're pumping gas. So you go ahead and pump the gas, the cap is completely out of the way, and you can always just take it off, put it back on. You don't lose the cap, and it doesn't scratch your paint. And you got a locking door on the driver's side, which is very convenient. So to start the vehicle with the key, as long as the key's in the vehicle, you just put your foot on the brake and hold it and push this red candy-like button right here. And it starts right up. So this vehicle also has four-wheel independent suspension, and the front you actually have McPherson struts. Let's take a look under the hood. So to open the hood, you just reach just a little bit to the left of the Acura symbol, just a little bit to the left. There's a little latch, you move it to the right, like that. You lift it up just a few inches, it goes up all the way by itself. Takes almost no effort. So it's covered up with plastic, but my preference is to actually see some engine. But under the plastic, trust me, now there is an engine here. It is a 3.5 liter 290 horsepower engine. Now it has variable cylinder management, VCM, to where it can run on less than 6 cylinders. So it's normally a 6-cylinder engine, but depending on the power needs in that moment, it can cut down to like say 3 cylinders or something like that. Okay, so the 3.5 liter is paired with a 9-speed automatic transmission. That's right, 9-speed automatic transmission, which really runs out perfect. I mean, it has all those gear ratios that just puts you in the right gear ratio pretty much at all times. It's really awesome. You got to take one for a test drive. Just want to mention that the 16 Acura MDX is designed with the ACE body structure. And the ACE body structure, ACE stands for Advanced Capability Engineering. Basically, if you're in a vehicle, and they've demonstrated this with crash tests, if you're in a vehicle, you want certain areas to crumple and certain areas not to crumple. So basically, Acura has designed a body structure that certain areas will crumble up and absorb like as much energy as possible, and then you have other areas that are very rigid frame to keep just completely stop the energy, so you don't want it to go any further. So this results in a really high safety rating. So here on the driver's door is basically a mirror of the other side, except for it has some more buttons. So you have a power seat with power adjustable lumbar support here on the driver's seat, but also you have the ability to preset 2 presets here, and it will match up with the key. So when you get in with a particular key, it's going to remember your key, and it's going to not only put the seat in the right position, but also your power adjustable telescope and tilt steering column. Isn't that cool? So you have those presets there. Then you have the power windows for the front and rear. One touch up and down. So I'm going to move it up just a little bit. Just want to show you here. You can see it has the laminated acoustic glass here with the 2 panes of glass with the acoustic material in the center to give you a better sound deadening system. I mean, the vehicle is super quiet on the inside, and that's part of that, you know, sound deadening system that's in the Acura. Power door locks are here. You can also lock out the rear power windows. In case you have kids in the back, you just don't want them playing around with the windows, you can lock those out if you need to on this door. Your side mirrors heated side mirrors actually are adjusted with this little switch here. You just pick the side left or right, and you can adjust it with this little pad. Then you put it back in the center position to avoid messing up your side mirrors. You have another button for opening up your lift gate, and then we saw that's your fuel door. And of course you have a bottle holder and all that in the door. And the Acura has a premium sound system made by Acura. Okay, so let's go ahead and get behind the wheel and check out all the features there. Always recommend vehicles have these rubber floor mats in them, front and back. And you notice they have the little locking system, so you can lock them in place so they don't move around on you. I mean, once you put them in place, they are there. And that's what I have in my car. I really, really love them. It keeps your vehicle from having long-term, you know, water getting in there and staining the carpet or getting any kind of mold or mildew. They're very easily cleaned. You just unlock them, take them out, you can clean them, you can hose them off, whatever you want, let them dry, put them back in, they look just as good as new. Really, really good thing. I think every vehicle should have one. This vehicle is equipped with a blind spot monitoring system, and when there's a vehicle in your blind spot, it will illuminate this little light to let you know they're there. But if you turn your turn signal on in the direction that the vehicle is in your blind spot, it will really get your attention by sounding an audible alarm and getting your attention there on the dash. Alright, so here we are on the inside. 2016 Acura MDX. Sweet looking vehicle, extremely comfortable. I do not want to get out of this seat. It's very comfortable. I have the lumbar support adjusted and everything, so really happy with that. So let's go ahead and start over here to the left of the steering wheel. We already checked out the door, but right here we have your lane departure warning system. Basically, this vehicle has the ability to see the lines on the road and will alert you if you start steering outside of those lines. It's a little bit more advanced than that, which we'll get to in a second. This is your traction control. You can turn that off. Traction control is always on this vehicle, so if you need to turn it off, let's say you're stuck in the mud or snow or something like that and you need to spin tires, you can turn it off there. So let's take a look here at the steering wheel. Leather wrapped, stitched, extremely comfortable. It gives when you push into it. It has a little bit of a soft give to it. Really, really high quality feeling steering wheel. Then you have the metallic accents down here. And a good thickness too. It's not too thin where it digs into your hand. It feels very comfortable. And you have a little slight bolstering here to kind of give you some support there. Okay, so, and it just hugs your hand. Really, really awesome steering wheel. Can't say enough about it. Okay, so let's take a look at it. It's got a bunch of buttons, and here on the left side you have a volume for your radio. Real easy to just move it up and down. You can change your source, say AM, FM, satellite radio, Bluetooth audio, that kind of stuff. You can also change through your tracks going left to right like this. So you can change through, say, like radio stations. Really easy to do. And or let's say you had a CD player in there, you can change, a CD in the CD player, excuse me, and you can change through the tracks with that, or files, anything like that. And then these buttons are your Bluetooth system. Once you pair your Bluetooth phone with the system in the vehicle, you can answer calls, hang up, and make calls using the voice recognition system. The voice recognition system is really awesome nowadays. You can push that button and say, call whoever happens to be in your phone book. Call Peggy. Like, say if there's somebody named Peggy in your phone book on your phone, you push that, say call Peggy, and it'll call her right up. And you can also use the voice recognition system for other things to go to. So like, say if you want to go to a specific address, you want to call a person, go to an address, change the radio features, stuff like that, go to like a specific radio station, like say you push that and say tune to satellite channel 80s on 8, stuff like that, and it'll take it to it. So the voice recognition system is a way of staying productive. You can make calls, receive calls, and all that stuff while keeping your hands on the wheel and eyes on the road. It's a really good convenience feature and safety feature. Definitely recommend you learning how to use the voice recognition system in your vehicle, getting a vehicle that has voice recognition system like that first. So okay, so let's take a look here on the right. So we have your trip resets, but let's go ahead and start here. This is your cruise control. So you just have to make sure it's turned on by pushing this button, and it's paired with your lane keeping assist button, which is down here. So you just make sure it's turned on, and then you can turn that on and off if you want to. So you'll just have a little indicator there to let you know it's on, and I'll explain that in a second. So once you turn on your cruise control, you can set it by going down, okay, and you can change through your speeds once it's set using that little toggle switch. You can cancel it here. But the lane keeping assistance system, this button down here, will actually, it's kind of like in addition to the lane departure warning, except for this will actually steer the vehicle back into the lane. Isn't that awesome? It's kind of like, it's not really autonomous driving, but it's very similar. I mean, you're driving along, and if you start swerving out, if you got this turned on, it's going to keep you in your lane as long as the lane is clearly marked, and you know, there's a certain things that it has to be able to detect. But really cool feature there. So you can actually use this scroll wheel to scroll and get some information. You see on the gauges here, you have your coolant temperature on your engine, your RPMs, your speedometer that goes up to 160 miles an hour, by the way, and then your fuel gauge here to the far right. And you notice on the fuel gauge has a little fuel pump there, and the fuel pump has an arrow pointing to the left, letting you know which side your fuel door is on, which is pretty cool. But right here in the center of the gauges, you have this little screen, and that little screen gives you some more information besides letting you know that your cruise control is on. You notice it has the outside temperature, 101 degrees, very hot today. You have your miles, how many miles the vehicle has on it. So let's go ahead and use this little wheel here to kind of scroll through. I'm going to show you some more information. So kind of scroll up, and you can see it shows vehicle settings. Scroll up again, tire pressure on each tire, which is cool. Oil life, when it's time to change your oil, and digital compass there. There's your IDS system, integrated dynamic system is what IDS stands for. And just going to show you, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, but right now it's in the normal driving position. But I'm going to push a button over here, the IDS button, and it will cycle through from sport, comfort, and normal. And this will adjust the power assisted power steering and the way the transmission shifts and all that stuff. So it's pretty cool. Alright, so average speed is here, and then elapsed time, and then you have a range, how many miles you can drive before you have to get gas, and average fuel economy right there, or real-time fuel economy, and then you have the average, and you scroll up and there's kind of a blank screen there, and then it keeps going, scrolls back to the beginning. So this is a way of, and you can have the blank screen in case you just don't want to see anything, but this is a way of really easily scrolling through, getting the information you need without taking your hands off the wheel. Another cool feature. Okay, so let's look over here on the left side. This is your turn signal switch, but also it controls your headlights. You have automatic headlights there. You can turn it off, automatic, parking lights, and then your headlights there. Daytime running lights are automatic. And you have your windshield wiper controls for the front and back here on the right side. So over here on your center stack, you have two actual screens. One is a touch screen, and the other one is more of an information screen there. So let's take a look here at the top screen. Right now it's showing your navigation map. And you can see it's very easy to read. The colors are awesome and very good resolution on the screen. You have a clock there on the top right, and you know, kind of get your bearings. And once you start a navigation, like say go to a specific address, it'll have your little line showing you where to go, just like pretty much any navigation system nowadays. So how you can control that screen is you have these buttons down here. So you have nav, phone, info, and audio. So I'm just going to cycle through those just to show you. So right now we're in the nav screen. Let's click the phone button, Once you pair your phone, which I'm not going to do it now, so I'm going to go ahead and choose the selection by turning this dial, and it's going to go over to no, and I'm going to hit enter. But once you pair your phone with the sound system, you will have access to your phone book, your call history. You can have speed dials, like your favorites and stuff like that. And really cool system that allows you to have a lot of control over your phone just through the system of the vehicle. So I'm going to push the info button down here, and it's going to go into a full menu system. So you can go into like a trip computer. Also, if you don't want to go into those, it'll give you a big digital clock, and you can change that wallpaper. Right now it has like stars or whatever, but you can actually put whatever you want there in the back, picture of your kids, anything you want, and it's got the date and the time and stuff like that. But I'm going to push info again just to go bring up that menu. So right now it's got like a trip computer. Let's see what that looks like. Say instant fuel economy, average fuel economy, stuff like that. Alright, I'm going to go back out of that. Voice information, traffic accidents. It's got a full calendar. Let's check out the calendar there. Go back out of that. Clock and wallpaper. This is where you adjust that, put a different picture and stuff like that on there. So, pretty cool feature there, the information screen. And then you have the audio button, and this is where basically what your radio is doing. If you want to change from AM, FM, satellite radio, or whatever source you want, all you have to do is push the button on the steering wheel, and you can cycle through, and it'll show you here on the screen. So we've got FM, AM, satellite radio. So we just rest on the one we want. Let's say we want FM, we just rest there, and it automatically goes there. But there's plenty of other ways of playing music through the sound system, which I'll show you. It has a CD player right in here. And then you have your touchscreen down here, and you can hit audio source like so, and you can actually choose whatever you want. AM, FM, satellite radio, CD. You actually have a hard drive that you can put music on. You have a USB port. You also have a USB port for your iPod. Bluetooth audio. You can play music through Pandora and AHA, which are internet radio services that go through your cell phone. And then you have auxiliary input, and you can edit the order of these. So if you want to put the ones at the top that you use all the time, you can do that. AM would, for me, go at the very bottom. Same thing with the CD, I would never use that. Okay, so, and then you have like a summary down here of your climate control that stays up all the time. So you've got this touch screen, you got your presets here. So this is pretty cool. It has these little shortcuts here. So we push the shortcuts. Right now it doesn't have anything, but you have places like shortcuts to specific addresses, phone numbers, climate control presets, and then you have audio presets, like say, you know, what radio stations you want to listen to. All right, and then you got presets there, and you actually have more. It goes up to 7 to 12 here. And one thing that's really cool, I can't really demonstrate in the video, that this screen actually has a tactile response. So when I push the button, I can feel a little vibration in the screen when I push the button, which is pretty cool. Then you got your climate control down here at the bottom. So your controls, actually, you can control them here on the screen. So like say your heated seats, it has the heated seats here on the front. You can push that, and you can choose your level of heat that you want. Make sure it's going to be off for me because it's so warm. But also you could change where you want the air to blow on your climate control, whether you want air conditioning on, like so, on or off. And then your fan speed is here. You can adjust that like so. Recirculate the air. You can turn off the rear climate control if you want, or you can, you know, set that independently. Pretty awesome. So the redundant buttons are down here, and this is a way of actually just adjusting them real fast. And you can adjust your temperature. You can turn on and off your rear defroster, which will also turn on your side mirror defrosters, and your front defroster there. And this is your little buttons for navigating through the screen up here. So down here we have a little open space. This opens up, have a little storage pocket with a 12-volt power supply there. And 9-speed automatic transmission, has an electronic shift system. So right now we're in park. If I want to go in reverse, I just push that back. Now we're in reverse, and as soon as we put it in reverse, we will have the backup camera pop up here with the grid lines that are active. So when I turn the steering wheel, it's going to give me an estimated trajectory of where I'm going to go when I back up. And you notice it has a little bit of a wide angle lens here, so pay attention to that little dotted line, because that is pretty much the maximum you want to get to. When you're backing up, you definitely don't want to get any closer than that, because you're within inches. So it looks like you got a little bit more room than what you do. So they have those grid lines to kind of help you out. Okay, so let's go ahead to neutral, and then drive. Push there. I like the way it illuminates, and you can tell which gear you're in up here as well. It'll let you know you're in drive. So you push it again, and it goes into sport mode, which will, you're just telling the vehicle, hey, I want the highest performance, and I don't really care too much about fuel economy right now. I just need to get where I'm going quick. Push it again, we'll go back into drive. And then this is your button right here that I showed you before. It's the integrated dynamic system, and you can change from comfort, sport, and normal if you want to do that way. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put it back in park by pushing this button. That's park. So 9-speed automatic transmission, really fun to drive, plenty of gear ratios. You're just going to be right there everywhere you go at all speeds. It's really awesome, and it gives you really good gas mileage as well. So here's your cup holders. I'll get the key out of the way, and the cup holders have these little things that secure the cup in place, so it allows for different size cups. Plus it's open here in the center, so you can utilize it for other things besides cups, like say your cell phone, or pretty much anything you want to put in there, maybe the key. So here is, this looks really awesome to me. You've got that wood grain, you've got these little rubber things right here, so like if you set your cell phone there, it's not going to scratch that glossy surface. So you have these little rubber bumpers, I guess you can say. And this and the metal look, I mean, just everything about that, it just really sets off this vehicle. Plus you have the metallic accents there and everywhere. But let's go ahead and slide this back, and this is where you will find, see if you can see in there, and I'm gonna make sure you can see. Okay, so you've got a USB port down in here, you have a power supply, and you also have your auxiliary input in here as well. So there's different ways of playing music through the sound system, and it has a little place for the wires to go in and out up here. Let me turn that off. So it leaves a little bit of space, so if you have your cell phone up here, you can run the wire down through there and plug it in and charge it. You also have a little spot for, looks like a little place where you put your cell phone if you need to. Plus you have this storage space in here. But it gets even better. Let's check this out. This is your center armrest. This lifts up. It has two different places to lift up. So the top part is like a little spot here to put a cell phone or pen or whatever you want there. And then you notice it has two different little buttons. So you have this one that's textured, and the one on the right is smooth. So now let's lift up the second one. So right here you have access to the back portion of this storage pocket. And let's go ahead and turn the night vision on so you can see down in there pretty good. So got a pretty good amount of quick access storage area right there right there to where the driver or the passenger can reach it. This is really cool. And in the tech package you have this frameless rear view mirror that's auto dimming as well. So at nighttime it'll auto dim. Same thing with the side mirror over here. So that way, the bright lights don't blind you. So, and it's a, it's an auto dim feature, and you don't have to do anything. It'll just kind of do its own thing. Okay, so up here we actually have quite a few buttons. Have a place to put your shades right here, by the way, and this has like a foam rubbery type material on the inside to protect them. So up here we have your home link, garage door opener controls here, and your Acura iLink system. You can have assistance as a little cover, Look at that. So you don't accidentally push that button. And then you have this for other information. So got little LED lights here in case you need a quick reading light. And you can turn on all the interior lights by pushing that button, or you can put it in the center position for when you open up the door, it turns on your interior lights. Or you can just turn that feature off by pushing it up there. So even if you open up the door, still not going to turn the lights on. Handy if you have like a baby sleeping in the car or something like that. Okay, so this button is for your awesome sunroof. So let's check that out. So it has a shade, so it blocks 100% of the light when you don't want to have the sun coming in. You can open it up like so, and then you've got the sun shining in. But let's say you want some air. So let's go ahead and tilt it up. So it gives you a little bit of air while you're driving. But let's say you want more air. You can open it up all the way, like so. Now we got plenty of air coming in. But it's pretty hot today, so I'm going to leave it shut. Not really, kind of need some AC today. And on days like today, you can always close the shade and keeps the sun from shining on you completely. Alright, so the visors have mirrors and lights, which is always handy. Same thing on the passenger side. So let's take a look at the visibility here in the back. Right. So what do you think of this vehicle? Do you like Acuras in general? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. I'd really appreciate it. If you own one of these, you drive one every day, leave it in the comments as well. It'd really help out other people that are interested in buying a vehicle like this. Maybe it'll help them make a decision. You can share your experience. If you have any questions, comments, clarifications, anything like that, leave it in the comment section. And thank you for watching.